What is up guys, Wraec here with a new video, and today with a new event week, and we actually have the last week before the anniversary, the 9th anniversary celebration. Actually looking forward to this. I think it's kind of cool that we get to see a 9th anniversary in this game. Makes me also wonder about the 10th anniversary. I hope we get to this point. Would be very, very cool. They launched a little bit of a giveaway on the Discord server if you want to check that out. There are some giveaways for video creators, like a video creation contest, what they basically made. I decided to not participate to give other people the chance to do so, and they have 99-month senior privilege and normal privilege and treasure card and something like that. It's pretty cool. I really like it. So it's a really nice thing actually. So overall, a fairly generous giveaway if you want to go into that. This week, however, we have a very weird event because it's a wishing fountain event. It has the Sacred Awakening session. In the Sacred Awakening session is this awakening session where you can get those special crystals, and those have a way higher chance of summoning high tier heroes, which doesn't mean that you get a very decent hero actually. But what this also does is, after 150 on the 150 summons essentially, you get a guaranteed A- or above. And we did this last time, we actually maxed it out, and the copy that we pulled at the end was it this guy? I'm actually not quite sure if it was this guy, or if it was another one. I forgot. I'm very sorry. I forgot. But the thing about this event is not really worth it. It's rather expensive. You have the chance of just pulling the A- before, and then actually what happens, and this is one of the things that I also want to tell you guys, like for example, don't go ahead and buy all the 150 crystals at the time. Never do that in this event. Because the thing is, you buy those crystals, where is it actually? In the Glorious Feast. So there are multiple packs that you can buy. You buy them here, and then you go and you do summons with it. And per crystal you can do one summon. And overall there are 150. But 150 is the maximum that you need. So if you, for example, get an A- on hero number 40 that you summon, well, then you won't get one on the crystal number 150. So essentially, once you summon the A-, you really want to stop as soon as possible. So buy the events, the packs one after the other, so you make sure that you don't overspend. That is one thing to do. And then we have the other event, which is actually, I think if you are like a mid-spender even, this is a very, very important event. Because this event allows you to get the old treasures that were in the game. So this has a pity timer, this is pretty high rates, and you can essentially select any festival treasure in here. And of course, as we know, festival treasures, especially the ones from 2023, those are around the strongest festival treasures that we ever had. There are some crazy ones in here that you want to get. And I can just show you what does for me. So we have some speed stuff, and just look at those buff for the Transcendence heroes. 10% attack, 50% crit damage, 45% all damage dealt, 15% HP, 50% holy damage, and 20% all damage reduction in every single game mode. So this is something you really want to work on. Especially you want to have like the all damage dealt treasures, like the camera here for example, which gives you 25% all damage dealt, and you want to have this crit damage one. This is like the must have. This has to go to 5-star. For me personally, this time around, I'm going to go for this one, which gives mage, ranger, and assassin speed, and I'm going to go for this one. And especially because we aren't going to get a whole lot of tickets, I think that is a good choice. That is also something you want to know. If you max this event, you get quite a substantial amount of treasure tickets. So you want to check out how many of those treasures you still need to max it actually. So if you want to max this event, you want to take a treasure that still has a decent way to go, like this one, until it is at max at 5-star, because you can't switch the treasure that you take during this event. So once I go ahead and I select this and I say, okay, we wanted the Christmas tree, for example. Yes, it says can't be changed. So now I select the Christmas tree. We also wanted the reindeer, and those are the ones that I get. I won't be able to switch them even when they are maxed. So this is something to know. And then we have something, our first bit of whaling. We don't really need to whale on the value packages this time. It's a little bit crazy. Skylab is a little bit separate on this one. Probably going to buy the CSG package still, because there are like the treasure coupons in there. It's just not that important. What we want to go for is the Fragrant Garden Party, because this one is pretty crazy this time. It is essentially a super wishing coin event, because you get 1 point for every normal wishing coin that you spend, and 10 points for every super wishing coin. So you can do the wishing coin event and then do like a few super wishing coins on top, and you can get like pretty much a ton of loot in here if you have the relay. If you don't have the relay, you only get super wishing coins, but you can see there are not only the Transcendence material chest with stellar crystals in here, but also we got the transition material chest, and quite a lot of those, with all of the transition materials. On top of that, the crystals that I just talked about, plus also charm treasure coupons. So we are going to go to the relay. It will be 130 USD. Also prepared the Exola coupons for that, so we can get this. It's not a very great relay. Probably if you are a mid-spender, you don't want to do this event and wait for next week. I reckon, because next week anniversary is probably going to be great. We're probably going to do a big live stream. So that's something that we're going to check out. Is this a festival skin selection chest? Yes, it is. Pretty cool. Nice. And there we have the rose plus the double loot. And I think that's already it. That's already it. Yeah, you can see everything is unlocked right now. So we only buy it until here. And then we would actually get into some big loot drops. But yeah, I don't want to spend more on this, so I'm not going to max this out actually. I'm going to stop at 130 USD spent on this event. And then we're just going to go ahead and probably going to start off by doing the Wishing Fountain event, I think. And there's one more opportunity I want to show you guys. It's more of a whale thing. But I always use the opportunity to take this button and buy 300 Super Wishing coins for 45,000 gems. Of course, not for everybody. I personally like it, so I always do that. As Super Wishing Fountain, I have the Norton Hake in here, so maybe we can summon this first, get the Norton Hake copy, because I like myself a Norton Hake copy. Is definitely a good thing to summon. And then we will check out, oh, that was fast. And then we'll check out what else we can get. Let's do one refresh. Okay, not bad. We can go for that afterwards. And then a super quick Wishing Fountain. Let's check out 50. We got the 150, 125. Could be a little bit better. Okay, I think that's decent. Let's go ahead. You can get different resource values. That's the thing here. I don't really care too much about it. We got 10,000 wishing coins, so we are fairly set. There was one completion. We can do 8, I think. We are going to do it very fast. We're going to do it very fast because I don't see... I don't think it's too much hype in this event anymore, you know? It's not like we can get excited about anything, really. I think cores are still cool. Profit Ops to an extent, but I also see other creators like Rush, Profit Ops and stuff. And in the past, that used to be real content. I don't think that is real content anymore. Honestly, at some point, we might set a cut here and just cut through it and just end it. And because, well, you don't even see the difference in my resources after I've done this event. The only difference is that we get this this artifact a few more times, and then I'm always happy when I have to upgrade something, some new artifact or something like this, which we are going to get. I didn't even talk about that. Like, we are going to get a new artifact on anniversary, and I'm very excited to see what's going to be. I saved up some origin artifact chests so that we can prepare to make a deific, because if it happens like last time, we're going to get the normal and the deific version at the same time. And I reckon, I mean, with these scissors, it was different. The scissors were a little bit crazy in that the normal version actually saw a very decent amount of play. I think sometimes even more than the deific version. I mean, the deific versions were, in a sense, better if you wanted to use them in PvP or something. But, okay, we still have to do 4 more. But, like, the normal version just had the advantage that it didn't remove the buff from the boss. So you would copy the buff without removing it, and in the end that would lead to you copying more buffs that was used for multiple game modes. I don't think that's going to necessarily be the case with other artifacts. Like, for example, if you have a damage artifact and you just have a straight upgrade of that with higher stats on it, then I reckon, yeah, like, it's probably going to just be used more. So now we're done. Wishing Fountain done, okay. Let's see how much loot this is going to give us. So horrible, there's Fiona in there. 6 of both, the transition material chest. That's definitely not all the loot. That's definitely not all the loot. We are not even close to being max, I reckon. So let's see how far we really are until the event. This was full max on the Wishing Fountain plus like 2 10 bombs into the other stuff. Okay, we are at 3,000 points at the moment, which means we need to get to 10,000 points, which also means we have to spend 700 Super Wishing coins, which is possible. We have those, so that is not a problem. 300 we could buy. Let's quickly get this. So it's 70 times that we have to press. This is pretty crazy. Okay, let's get this copy. We're just going to summon till we get the copy. And then we're going to see. I should have checked. Wait, we used 50, right? You used 50. So we started at 2,910. So 2,210 is what we're aiming for. 2,210, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so I'm very excited for the new artifact. I wonder if they are going to make like insane loot and what the event is going to be in the end. I don't really remember. Like, anniversary in the past could be really insane. I remember one specific anniversary where we got Penny and Armora. I think it was during that one. And that was like crazy progress on my account, I remember. And I was a free-to-play at that time. Or let's say low spend. I think I bought like a 50 USD skin pack in the past. I used to buy those. Though there were like 50 USD packs that included the newest skin that they released. And I used to buy those because I really like to have skins on my heroes. Because I thought that looked fancy. Yeah, so that was really it. And I got like a 9-star Penny or something. And absolutely destroyed everybody. Which was crazy. Didn't have Armora because that was whale stuff. Got her way later. But when I had Armora, Armora, I think it was like a weird thing. I had this guy in PvP that I fought in Crystal Crown League. And he was also pretty strong and also had a Penny. And I figured that once my Penny hit E2, that she would be faster than, once my Armora hit E2, that she would be faster than his Penny. And of course, if you have your Armora, and with the energy artifact, she's faster than the enemy Penny, well, then you block the entire attack, and you can kind of just absorb it with Armora, and that means instant win, and I always won against him, so that was pretty crazy. Well, until he upgraded his Penny eventually, then she was faster again, and then, yeah, then I think, well, I don't remember what that happened then. Then stuff changed. I think we were in the same guild at that point then. And that was crazy. Those were crazy times. This is crazy unlucky, by the way. I think we're just going to switch the hero. I hate this. I hate this. Let's get another hero. Let's get the Geggy. Geggy's going to be better to us. Because we just used so many super wishing coins and we didn't get anything. That is ridiculous. That is really ridiculous. Okay, we got artifact charts there. At least something, And sometimes I understand the people that say I wish back for Crystal Crown League. But at the same time, like Crystal Crown League on my server would be so boring. Like it would be so boring. As a global thing, okay. I don't think that's necessarily what people want though. They kind of wish back the times where this was like a server thing. But if you release it on my server is pretty lively. I know some servers that are really, really dead. And where I saw one post where a guy said, yeah, we had 3 teams in free team up. Like crazy, okay. I mean, we now have less teams in free team up than we used to. There he is, let's go. But still a decent amount. Still a decent amount so that we can do PvP. Okay, let's summon for Penny just because. But it's still okay. But on some servers it would really be that. But I could go in there, and I mean, I happen to have the situation that I have one big whale, one other really big whale on this server. So he's probably more set up for PvP than I am. I'm usually not very set up for PvP. My star souls are on whatever hero that I just want to make a video on. For example, right now, if you are looking for my Spectre star soul, well, it is on my Starwing Jara. So we're not going to, okay, we have to summon another Penny. So we're not going to do some proper PvP with that, let's be honest. But he's probably better set up. So it would be a little bit of competition. But usually like a year ago or something, he was way less of a whale. It would have been nothing really. But let's do one more just to be sure. Okay. That should be enough now. That should be enough. Let's get the loot. Ooh, yeah, that looks juicy. Look at this message. Oh, that's the message from the last loot drop. Let's collect this. Let's see. Okay, 20? 20 is very good. 20 Sacred Awakening Stones too. 40! Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. That's really a lot. Okay, let's check out the chest. They are lost. Did I not get them? Okay, 52. 52 is really a lot. 52 is pretty crazy. I think we usually get 32. So 52 is crazy. How many crystals? Are they here or are they here? Are they here? 26. Okay, then we need a few more copies. I only prepared 10 copies. We have to prepare 16 more. But that's an easy thing to do. I want to summon Sylvia. Oh, that doesn't work. I don't know why, but on the emulator, the buttons here don't really work. I can just do like this, and then it doesn't work. But we can use those buttons, and I just have to click 16 times, and that works as well. So, yeah. Sylvie, this time around, our target of summoning. Like, if you do this event, you really want to make sure you summon for a good hero. If you have 150 copies of Sylvie, for example, or some other hero that is worth something, that's pretty good. Because at any point you can get the A- and you have a high chance, so you really don't want to summon a hero that is crazy bad in the end. There is no quick summon here, so you have to live with that. 26 summons, ladies and gentlemen. The RNG is pretty good on this. Like, it's pretty good rate. If you look at this, it's the crazy thing here really is you have like 9.9% chance here, and you can see it's higher chance actually to summon a C tier than it is an E tier. So that's the crazy thing. Higher chance for that. And then we have S to SSS. Okay, still, I mean, they say, oh, it's 2000% higher. Yeah, it is. It is 10 times the chance, but it's still 0.0472. So, yeah, you're still rather unlikely to get that. And A-, it's not that high. But we're hoping for the best. What would be optimal? Like, for me to have an impact, I mean, we have an SS Sylvie. An S Sylvie or an SS Sylvie would be a great thing to sell. So that would probably be something where I show my Sylvie off a little bit. And I reckon, honestly, Sylvie's so good and so undervalued at the moment that I think I can steer up some hype with some proper coverage of her. So then we could sell her very well. Or we get an SSS tier. Then I would have to think about X tier Sylvie. But let's do the first summon. Let's see what we get. Will it be something crazy? Starting off, I see purple, so that is C tier. I hope I don't see red. I hate that. I hate that. Because it's always, the first comment comes down, it's red, and then I get hyped, and then 2 green ones, and then it's still like a B+. I hope that just doesn't happen today. Hit me with the orange comment. Hit me with the orange comment, and then you can troll me then with 2 green ones. That is something that we can do today. I'm live for that. I'm available for that today. You can see like how many C and C+ you really get. Oh wait, we have more. I forgot that we got 10 extra because you can buy 10. Forgot that we have to get 10 extra copies after this. I don't have to forget about it. Okay, so we've got some green here. Oh, triple green. Let's go. B tier. Woo! 4,800 attack, ladies and gentlemen. That is a juicy copy. Juicy copy. Oh, can't forget about that. One more thing to note. I don't think they changed that. At least I don't see it. Yeah, the first 10 Soul Awakening results are bound and cannot be traded because they don't want you to actually sell the 10 that you get right here. So the first 10 are soul bound, which is really horrible because then you have to fear that you get, if you get a soul bound A- in the first 10 heroes, you can't sell that on your auction house, and the pity timer is gone. So you can't, don't have a pity timer anymore because you already summoned an A- from this. So this is crazy. So always before you spend anything on this event, do the 10 free ones essentially first and check out what you get. Because if you get the A-, then just wait for the next time this event is around instead of spending on it. Because then it's just no longer worth it. So that's another thing that I wanted to say. Okay. Essentially, now that is our last summon in the 10, so now this soulbound is gone. So now everything that drops can be traded in the auction house. So in theory, we could start spending now, which we won't. But I will quickly get like another 10 Sylvie copies. We have a good amount. It's actually pretty crazy. I was lacking Sylvie copies for a time, and Finn copies as well. But now we have all of those chests. We have another, look at that. That's another 66 copies of Wukong there. Just sitting there, it's crazy. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So let's see. Come on, this time around. No, not this! Oh. I have to play the minigames at one point. But not in this video. That is not the video for it. We are absolutely going to go and get a Sylvie SSS tier. Or X tier. I take X tier. Is that an E-? Oh, E+, okay. That's actually a crazy low roll if you think about it. But okay, we take it. Next one. Let's go. I think the summons are alright. Like, honestly, for this, with the higher chance and everything, I kind of like the summonings then. In the past, I used to do, like, when there is a normal summoning session or something, I used to show that. Ooh! Wait, there was a special animation. Let's go! A tier! A tier! What's up? I saw that, guys. I saw that. I saw the star and everything. I saw that it like, you see it glows a little bit more. I was just looking at the message on Discord on the other screen and I saw it on the corner of my eye. I saw the message. It's an A tier. That is crazy. Just random A tier. I make way too much promotion with that for this event. That is insane. I'm probably going to sell this on the auction house, but it's like 6,470. It's okay, it's a little bit low rollish on the A tier side. Like it's not, you can see it on the other stats. It's also A tier, 6,970 here is A tier. So the attack is a little bit low roll, but it's not too bad. Like this is more of a counter-attack hero, so having like high HP is pretty good on her. We have control immunity, heal effect, faction rule. And you can see now it's used up. So now there is no pity time anymore. Meaning I can now do the 13 that I have left, and I can get another A tier. That is possible. But it isn't guaranteed, and there is no pity timer. So there is no use in me doing 150 summons aside from me just having fun with doing 150 summons. So that is the thing. And you can't save those up as far as I know. So that's another thing. But we got A tier Sylvia. Like how crazy is that? How crazy is that, guys? That is absolutely insane. That makes me happy. I'm going to put this on the thumbnail. Like I'm going to put the red meteors on there. People will think, it's lying. But I'm not lying this time. Sometimes I put them on the card just because they look good and there aren't too many good looking Idle Heroes backgrounds. It's easier on AFK Journey. You can put like South Arena or some other city off there in the background, but we don't have too much of that stuff. So that's the thing. Got like a green one. Ooh, another red. Let's go. Ooh, B+ there with the A- speed 57. Okay, that's okay. Like if you see the redstone at the end, then it's okay. It's like you see the blinking. There's like a blinking star if you get like a high roll. I think it's if it's A- or above. So you could see it right there. I think, yeah. So I already know this is like not going to be an A-. You can see it a little bit in advance, even before you see the cores that come down. But usually you don't really take a look at that, you know, so you kind of don't really look there. And then, at least I don't see it. Like, for the A- that I summoned and for everything, I didn't know in advance. This was the first time that I really noticed, okay, there was like a different glow, the orangey glow. So I knew that before. But that isn't what usually happens. I seem to have some of those Sylvie copies already in my bag before. Or I didn't buy the 10. I didn't buy the 10? I think I didn't buy the 10. I didn't buy the 10. I can write anything in there. So it's 1,000 contract starry, which is, I think it's worth it. Can we get another 8 here? DH Games. I'm going to do a shout out for your 9th anniversary if we get like SSS tier here. I'm just saying, maybe it's an offer. Oh, I take this as a no. I take this as a no. Wait, I give you one more chance. I give you one more chance. I'm going to say DH Games is great. I mean, it's a green at least. It's not bad. It's not bad. Oh, but we got an 8 here, so I'm happy. I'm very happy. If we get lucky one more time, that would be pretty crazy. But if we get lucky on the treasure summons, which we still have, I mean, there you can also buy, I think, 10 free ones. So that's pretty good. Which you should, by the way. My God, there is not much more important in terms of damage than the 2023 festival treasure tickets or the 2023 festival treasures. They were so insanely overpowered. Like there's the reason why right now the treasures are pretty meh mostly. The 2023 ones were crazy. Like, way too crazy. Made a video back then about it that they can't continue to do treasures like this. Like, you can't make 50% crit damage treasures if the cap for crit damage, if that's like 1/3 of the cap of crit damage. Like, how many of those treasures do you want to make? It's crazy. So, like, there were multiple stats where they did this. So now they have tuned it down quite a bit. A lot of PvP treasures now, where they know, I mean, they kind of can release endless treasures that give you holy damage for PvP. Doesn't matter too much. At one point, it looks like PvE. That is what happens. And if it's fun, then it's another question. But they can do a lot more there if they limit it a little bit. So they kind of understood the mission in that. So last 3, let's see. Another 8 here. Yeah, come on. Okay, that is not 8 here. That is also yellow, not orange. Okay. That still is a pretty good 8 here that we got. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Last one. On Sylvia as well. It should be worth quite a bit. I don't know, how much is that worth? Let's check. Euro listing? I have to type in the password. Okay, let's check. So we have another Mockman there. That is our copy. Okay, they don't seem to sell that often. Like those two, I reckon those are like the hype copies still from the beginning. Those were in the auction house, the first ones. And then we got 2 more that were kind of like, okay, now really no hype around Sylvia as established itself. And that's about it. So like I reckon release was in between those two. Because there people gambled a little bit on her being good. Then she didn't make PvE meta. And then people kind of forgot. But for the people that are still here, because we have 25 minutes in, I reckon she's going to be PvP meta. I reckon that's going to be the case. Are there some on the auction house right now? Let's check. Always check. Awakening tier, in this case we can just go there. 130. I mean, that's not too bad. You can calculate 70k for the enhancement from A+ to S tier, and then you had like 60k that you pay for the A+ probably. Which is decent-ish. I mean, with a new event, probably a little bit expensive still, but I mean, the options are either A- or you go for S, and there's only one A- for 15k. I reckon we're going to make some good money on that. Like, I don't think it's going to be 15 or 18k. If whoever bought this was quite lucky. I reckon we're going to do 25k at least, probably around that, 25k, maybe 30k. That is what I expect for that copy, because I think Sylvia is going to be expensive, copies are going to be limited, and we have a great copy right here, so that's going to be something pretty crazy. And you can see, yeah, those are the soulbound ones, and ours is not soulbound. So the difference is, wherever it actually is, the difference is ours can now be sold in the auction house, so we get 25k starry gems. And somebody else that's got his accidentally within the first 10 summons, yeah, would have a Sylvie's copy now. So that is a great thing. Yeah, we're not going to reroll it. How right is it? It's not too bad. Look at that. 9 more bars till full progress. It's not bad at all. I mean, you wouldn't want to enhance it. Probably wouldn't want to go for that. I mean, it's still 9,000. 9,000 merging progress is quite a lot. Can see it's like if you sacrifice an A+ like 10k, so that's quite expensive. Nonetheless, you probably leave it like that. It's probably more of a copy for somebody that wants to use her at 8 tier, which is decent. That's a good state already for PvP, so I like that. Yeah, pretty nice. Let's check out the next one. We have another event. We also have the special treasure collection, and we can buy 10 tickets here as well. I'll just type in anything, so it's cost another 1,000 contract starry. I think we can say that the 1,000 contract starry here was very much so worth it. I mean, actually, if we were going to sell the starry, we made quite a bit of profit on this event. So good event, made us some bank here. So that's very, very nice. Let's see. You can see the picture timer here. So that is actually, usually I say that within 100 treasures I expect one pink one. But you have a pity timer at 50 here. So every 50 treasure coupons you get a pink one, which means in reality it will be a little bit less. So it's like 43, 44 probably treasure coupons that you usually spend before you get like a pink one. The ugly thing about those bars is that they always tell you in advance what you will get in the pack. So if I now summon right here and do the 10 bomb, you can see this jump to 10 and this jump to 10, which means none of those is actually a full pink one, or one is actually this one as a full pink one, and none of them is actually the full orange one that we are looking for. So they are all other treasures, and there can be good ones in here. I think they can also drop festival treasures. Pretty sure that those can drop festival treasures. If we now go into the info, it's going to lag a lot here. We can never open this. But if I now drop one, we didn't drop one. Yeah, so that's a thing. What do we have there? I think that's a festival treasure. It's one of the newer ones, I think. It's a mix of all. So in the next one, we are guaranteed an orange one. So you can see that. So bam, we also got the pink one. Do you see that? It dropped to 2. So I kind of hate how this always tells you in advance what you get. And once you kind of see it and understand, okay, that is what happens, then you never miss it again. So you always see like, okay, this one went down, this one went down. And then you always know, okay, there is one in there. And that is kind of horrible. Do we have one that has like 4 tickets in there? Because I don't mind if we do. I will buy a little pack. I'll buy a very little pack. Okay, we can buy the small ones. Or we can buy the one for the tenner. There's the 2 cores in here. Or we buy the combination pack. What do we do? we can buy either these 3 or this one. This is 2 cores and this is 10 super machine coins, 10 heroic crystals. I think we buy the small ones. This is 5. This is 3. And this is 2, and this gives us 4 tickets. And then we have a full 10 mob. So I think that's pretty good. Okay, I think we dropped another orange one. That's pretty cool. Ah, there we go. Another reindeer. So if we spent more on this event, we could have dropped more of the pink ones. But really, the good thing is you can enhance those treasures a little bit more. We got this one enhanced too. I don't even know this one. This is a 2024 one. Let's check this out. This is a 2024 one because I don't remember all of the 2024 ones. We definitely dropped this one. Dropped a few shots for that. And then we had this one. Okay. Control immunity offset void campaign. No, not bad. That's a pretty good one actually. Bountiful harvest card. We still have some that we could max easily for some points. Mange Ranger Assassin crit. Ah, like it's a pretty bad one. I hate it. You would think that this is good. But we struggle to activate Balance Strike at the moment, so this is like a little bit horrible. Crit damage reduction for warriors, pretty cool. Hey, you really want to go into those 2023 treasures. Get yourself the all damage dealt one. They used to do so many all damage dealt treasures here. Even all damage reduction for Transcendence, like half a crown that you have in this treasure. And then you want to have this one for the holy damage and this one for the crit damage, especially the crit damage one. Probably these 2 are like the first ones you want to go for, the camera and this one. Like, which event was that even? That was like a ridiculous event. Absolutely ridiculous event. Festival Treasure 2023 set treasure round. No. I don't remember. And you had this one with like HP attack, which isn't too crazy. But like those 2 together, look at that. This was in the same event. They were always released like as an event pack. So it's like Easter, then you have Chinese New Year, and then whatever this is. And this is like, this is pretty insane. And the next one again, completely like, meh. And then one afterwards, all damage reduction, holy damage. Like such madness. You have to imagine how the damage went up at that time. Like first you had the all damage dealt one here, then you had the all damage dealt one that gave a ton of crit damage, and then you had like all damage reduction plus the holy damage. Like the damage scaling at that time in 2023, absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So, with that, I think we are done for the moment. Absolutely stay tuned, by the way, and I give you a little bit of a preview because you made it 33 minutes into this video. Starving Jara, 230 million attack. Will this be a great video? I don't know. Our role is PvP. And not really PvP. PvP back when this was a good PvP role. Which today is no longer the case, because I haven't used her for some time. But we will do the best, so we will see. And so that was the preview, and other than that, yeah, I'm a lucky guy, it seems, and I'm very happy with this video. So I hope that you enjoyed it too. Maybe if you want, leave a subscription to this channel. Would really appreciate it. 70% still unsubscribed, so I want to get this number up, maybe get 6K on this channel. This channel recently became 1 year old, I was told by YouTube, which I thought that was pretty cool. So other than that, we'll see us in the next one.